Hey cuties, welcome back to another playthrough of Tokyo Afterschool Summoners. As you may be able to hear, I'm a bit sick, so forgive me if my voice alters at any point. But yeah, today we will be looking through the Chapter 16 Part 1 content. The campaign has been out for quite a bit already, but today we'll be taking a first look together at some of the new features as well as the new banner that dropped today, the proper Chapter 16 Part 1 banner. As per usual, let me know if the sound is fine, if there's any issues with it. But yeah, let's proceed. Alright. So, let's review some of these features. To be a good showman, as to say, to extend my watch time, I'll go over all the features before I actually do the pulls at the very end. Since this is just the campaign, there's no proper drop quests or that are limited or shop or anything like that. So we'll just go over the new features. First off the bat are going to be charge skill evolutions. They are... what's it called? They have been applied to some units, some of the older units in this game. Such as for Maria here. And as you can see, her charge has been evolved since I've already done the charge Eva quests. The quests themselves are not really anything to write home about. They're super, actually, I think about it, they're like the treasure quests in the dungeons. They are automatically cleared. They don't even require stamina to clear. They instead require spell tokens to proceed with, and they don't reward stones. They reward guild certificates. Perhaps as a good show to actually get people to do the charge Eva quests without having to make teams all the time. Since I know there's a lot of people who just are still not doing their charge Eva quests, or their skill Eva quests in general. At least this makes it easier. The reward is lessened, but certificates are still good to have for guild strengthening purposes. There are a bunch of other units that have received charge evolutions. Please review the discussion that we went over on Sunday to talk about them. I believe they are Base Maria leaked, Oniwaka, Ashigara, and Asterios, and also leaked Varying for some reason. It also is applied to their 3 stars, so it was a bit weird to format that. However, they're not actually that strong, so right now they're kind of just like an underwhelming add-on feature. Second feature, as you can see here, the home screen now lets you select a different song for each randomized background you have set up, and that is tied to each background, so you can't just have different music for each background, and you can only have up to 3. I'm just showing it off for today. I'm not sure if I'll ever use my guild again or go back to it like I usually do at the end of the stream, but it's a nice feature to actually just pick the music you want here rather than the same old map menu theme, which is perpetuating when you proceed to the map. But before we do that, login bonuses here, just login stuff for what's called the maintenance period. Besides that, we also have received some My Guild items, I believe. I'm not going to review them. You can review them in the news article. But they look, chrome, like, that futuristic world that Squidward was yelling about how futuristic it was. It would look like that. Hey, John Rivera. Yeah, thank you for noticing that I am powering through this. However, this is supposed to be a small stream, and I did want to stream it, and also I just wanted to get my first official thing to put in my playlist out for Chapter 16, because it's been out and I still don't have anything for it. But yeah, let us go ahead and review, or rather, let me review what else is there to say. Right, so in addition to this new music feature, when you go ahead and select the character's screen, you can now mute them. This will be mostly helpful for pretty much just streamers or me, so that you can, review voices without going to menu and hear them without any interruption from the music. That's kind of a minor quality of life feature. And last on the list of new features is going to be a new Tower of Babel quest. As you can see, the music just resumes to its normal, what's it called? Tokyo relapsing, time lapse. But, yeah, let's go to the Tower of Babel. The last new feature is a quest which does not actually reward anything upon completion. It is purely a testing quest. So it's nice that we finally have one of these. Let's go ahead and do a lot of damage for sure, Probably should have built my team. I actually did this a long time ago, but I didn't have my team. Oh wait, it's still there, good. So, yeah, you can either aim for up to 1 billion damage for each character. Or you can stall that for 5 turns to collect something a bit higher. Of course, that doesn't change the enemy's health here. Whatever it is, I believe it has something like 10 million health, so it's not actually up to 1 billion. So if you reach 10 million, that should be enough to slaughter it. However, because flat damage, or rather percent damage, is very dumb, we can do this instead. And just beat the quest with just percent damage with while getting a super low number. It lasts for 5 turns. It doesn't reward anything, but it's fun for testing pure damage numbers, I suppose. Let's see, what else is next on the agenda? Okay, so even though that's it for the new features, there are some other things to look forward to in this campaign, or you have been enjoying in this campaign. As you know, there is a fever bonus. Go ahead and enjoy that if you want to level units up. Let's go test that with some doohickey here. I have no idea why I don't have leveled already. Let's say Snegorchka. Wow, I don't have any nether boosts, huh? Okay, maybe Shiwangmu. Yeah, we'll go ahead and toss these water boosts just for demonstration purposes. I wouldn't normally do this, I just like have learned some other way. But yeah, wow, look at that 2 times bonus. It's definitely happening. It's didn't happen. Okay, well, it's just a chance boost anyways. But yeah, it could be a good time for you to use your boosts if you're hoarding them. Keep in mind though that I believe Anniversary actually has a 3 times rate up, whereas this is only 2 times rate up. I don't know why they don't just do permanent 3 times rate up across these campaigns, but yeah, it's technically not the most optimal time to use your boost, but it is better than normal. Kluskawait, I'm not entirely sure. But however, I'm not actually... You haven't actually missed anything. I'm just reviewing the features of this campaign before I finally do the polls, because again, there's no drop quest in this. So that section of polling will be the major piece of content for this stream. Alright. So I have not actually done the story stream. This is like the 2nd time I've delayed it. You can't see it here because this is like a, just a scenario quest. But, well, for one, free quests as well as daily quests are half stam, so that's good to have if you want to farm. Perfect time to use all your drinks and perhaps even redeem some of the stamina drinks from Envari Shop if you would rather do that than save it for more tickets or something like that. Besides that, you may also start doing the main quest if you've been putting it off, because all the main quests for a first is now not quarter off, or not quarter stamina, but rather is no stamina. So all main quests are now free to do. So very excellent for anyone who has been putting it off. Let's see, what else is there? Have stamina, Michael items, keep right up stamina. Okay, so there is one more topic left, which is going to be actually talking about the banners. So there was a Charge Evolution banner that has already passed. It was a Part 1 banner, so there should be another Part 2 Charge Evolution banner coming up at some time, presumably. Clueless. Totally don't know what it's about, sure. But yeah, besides that, this one is still ongoing for a couple of days. This is still a very good banner, despite it being a pickup, because it does feature Oz. I've talked about Oz a lot before, but so has everyone else in our discussions. He's very strong. Some other strong picks from this are Masashi, as well as Thunderbird, and even Itsamna. I believe I've covered everyone here except for Itsamna, so look forward to the review on Itsamna. As for the Charge Evolution banner Part 1, that featured Leaked and Oniwaka, Ashigara, Asterios, and Maria. It was very mid, but It was just introducing a feature, kind of underwhelming. But yeah, this is such a tempting banner because this is also tempting. I mean, honestly, out of first impressions, I do think this one is stronger overall than this. This certainly is not the anniversary banner from this recent December, just because these divine units, in very least, Shino as well as Future Hero, aka the 5-star variant of the protagonist, do not seem to be quite as busted as Kurin or Qest, and very least are not must pull. They are still 5 stars and they are still divine nodes, so they'll be doing a lot of damage. Alongside them has printed Onyankopon and Hoover for the first time. Let's go ahead and review all of the new units very briefly, actually. So, we'll talk about the new mob that is released in Chapter 16 first. Not in this banner, but it's at some point, we don't know when. This kit will be made available. Maybe this is technically a bit too far for spoilers, but it is just a mob, so maybe it's fine. Yeah, I don't know if you're actually if this mob is actually obtainable in any means, but it should be available by the end of the campaign by the time all the main quest of Chapter 16 Part 1 drops. It's weak, but it's probably going to be annoying as an enemy to face against because it seems like it pushes you away as well as inflicts confusion. It seems like they love slapping on confusion on enemies for these free quest farms. So look forward to that or not. And that push is probably going to be quite a problem too. But outside of that, let's actually talk about the new units that everyone's looking forward to. Starting off with Hoover. So I have not taken a deep look at these units yet, so let me just kind of give you the gist of them. It seems like Hoover is a bit of a Gurren Gotch type unit in terms of being a punishment coercer. That is to say, while they do have punishment in their kit, that's kind of just something to add on to the fact that they make the enemy hit them more. As with Gurren Gotch, he made everyone all range, or rather all the enemies all range, so they would have no choice but to hit everyone on your team. And in Hoover's case, he inflicts, or rather bestows combo to the enemies he hits as well as in a range around them, so that they will be attacking multiple times. And, that seems like a bad thing because technically combo's buff, but, combo does weaken things. He does have a bit of a defense, or rather a damage mitigation there to combine it to reduce that slight increase in damage. And he does have a bunch of penalizing effects, such as confusion. Every time they attack, they take some flat damage, or inflict flat damage to the allies around them. As well as skill lock and darkness for whenever he's hit. Nullify debuff is there to resist a bit of the debuffs they inflict. However, let's just say, because of our experience with Gurren Gotch, that Nullify debuff is not going to be enough if the quest has debuffs to look out for, because getting hit with a lot of strong debuffs at once, it's going to be pierced by Nullify debuff, even more so if they're going to be attacking twice. So there's more flat damage, and he can resist damage completely resistantly at Feaster, which is quite nice. At least better than Gurren Gotch, he can refresh that Nullify debuff every turn and apply it to his allies. Although, the rates are kind of shaky around there. So he's a solid unit, honestly. Not a trash unit by any means. Kind of niche. You'll have to invent quirky teams for it, or just put him as Gurren Gotch or something. But yeah, he's quite fun. Very cool. So I'm glad the 4-star wasn't slept on here. And same thing for the next unit we'll be talking about, Onyankopon. So Onyankopon, I have not actually looked at this pronunciation, but I'm going to assume that's how it's pronounced for now. Onyankopon is a unit that kind of works like a backline support, just like Lianen or Sonzo, or like Tusha or something. He's more defensive, really, though. He doesn't offer too much offensive utility. It's more so providing protection and healing and guts to the ally behind them, as well as charge filling them. So that's a nice combination. 30% healing to the unit behind him is quite nice. The rates are shaky, and what's it called? Where was he going with this line of thinking? I don't know. It's up. All right. Part of his while his rates are shaky, he does have some boost with his alternating glint and concentration to help him boost him up. That does mean, though, what's it called? Yeah, I don't know why that even exists. It's like, I guess it's still skill seed bait because it's not guaranteed to go off, so he might have some 10% chance where he fails those rates up. And, you know, if he actually does hit in his blow range, he might have a few additional effects, such as that 30% heal. It's nice, but it's kind of hard to pull off because of that blow range. Most importantly, I've been putting off at the end, is his weapon change effects. For his weapon change to enemy, for those that are within thrust range, like current, he will bestow a status that changes their charge weapon range into none. So he doesn't seem to actually boost the charge of enemies in any way, so that's going to be a situational effect for the most. And it only lasts for 1 turn. I know it says 2 turns, but effectively it'll only block the charge for 1 turn. You're probably not going to use that effect very often. However, the more important effect is going to be his charge weapon change to all to the ally behind him every move phase end. And that is guaranteeable as long as there's a latent concentration up. So that's quite nice in terms of the lead show type teams. If you aren't familiar with lead show teams, he has this ability to bestow weapon change all or charge weapon change all to his allies around him as long as he's above a certain charge range, and if he moves, this reduces those or removes those restrictions so that he doesn't have to move and he doesn't need some sort of charge meter quantity setup. However, it is only for a single ally, so keep that in mind, and because it's move phase end, it's not something you can easily spread. It would be good for units like Keilang Yichuan though, who can I believe he copies a bunch of buffs when he uses a charge, something like that, or maybe he even shares it. Quite potent. But just like Hoover, you're gonna need to build some pretty quirky teams for them to work. This is not a traditional type of unit that you just, it's not a board wipe for traditional team, not like a board wide amp, it's like one of those quirky teams. But yeah, I would say someone like Keilang Yichuan would be a good partner with Onyankopon, as well as any good partners with lead shows such as Ace or Fashionista, Wakantanka, since he has that charge fell to all his allies and his entire team at a massive amount. That'll just be boosted so everyone's getting their charge constantly. Those are just a few ideas. For anyone else that likes to team build, maybe you can think of some more. Leave it in the comments if you have any, or in chat if you have any ideas. But yeah, let's, I pulled it off long enough. Let's actually finally talk about the real reason why everyone's excited for this banner. The Divine units. Starting off with Shino. So, Shino, everyone has been looking forward to this unit for a long time. Despite it not actually being guaranteed in any way, is kind of like, there's a lot of story build up to what was implied to be his revival or return. Some kind with Ellie collecting the beats. How does that manifest? I don't know. I still haven't heard chapter 15 yet. Look forward to that later, since they've delayed it yet again. But yeah, it seems that he is a unit that does a lot of damage and has some sort of potential to do alternating turn board wipes on charge. So it's not really an every turn board wipe like Kioma. Maybe not quite as strong. He also inflicts weakness to, or can count down himself, which is funny. He gets stronger from it, so you do want to move him for that. It isn't for his charge, which, it's only 60 CP, so he'll need an additional charge filler to make sure his charge is going off every turn. Otherwise, he just might miss that clock setup. But yeah, Shino is obviously a very popular unit here. Good luck for anyone pulling him. Good luck, Gently, if you have not received them yet. He does have some excellent movement, so he can position everyone in place. Not that it matters since he'll be board wiping every other turn anyways. And he does have that divine advantage as Easel, and he has allowed damage versus crit and countdown and countdown advantage and what's called strength countdown strengthening. He has some auxiliary effects like board wide amp and board wide rate up. I know I'm kind of yammering on here, so maybe I should summarize it more in some other way. He's like occasionally strong. He's probably the weakest divine unit we've received so far. But I think the main aspect of him is if farmed quests are going to start being inclusive to endurance farms, as we saw from the 2 of the previous recent campaigns, for the Day Quest campaign and maybe the new semester one. His guts is probably going to be like an easy win for them because he just has guts, aka death resistance, or that is refreshed every turn for the first 8 turns. And as long as those endurance farms last for less than 8 turns, then it's like, and they don't remove buffs, you'll just be winning automatically. So that's probably Shino's truest real strength. That 8 turn, aka a reference to the Hakenshi, because they're all dying for Shino's sake. Just kidding, I don't know how the story goes, that's a huge guess. But yeah, he has some other effects like remove all debuffs, but I don't know, it's like, who cares? So that's the main 2 things, some alternating strong board wipe, but you need some charge roll, and just being immortal for the first 8 turns unless they have buff removal. Right, he does have guts on his charge, good point, Savi. So if you're going that up, then you can get his charge even more often. Keep in mind that it is not to allies though, so you'll not be living off his Valentine variant. Alright, so lastly we'll be talking about the protagonist, aka future hero. They gave him a new name despite this unit being a bona fide variant of the protagonist, which means that he will receive all the seeding, all the relationships you've set up, everything that you've done to the MC in terms of the characters themselves as a cross card thing. This unit, the future hero, will receive in effect too. They have 5 different skins and they have 10 different voices and they have different permutations of them. So that's a lot of customization there. As a bit of a lore bonus, it seems like the characters are going to be MC1 is, these characters are all based off their prototypal in terms of the protagonist originally had body types that were associated with attributes, and now it seems they've revived the tier in this very niche way. The fire unit is actually the exile, I believe. This was first hinted at chapter 9 during when we were talking with Furufumi in the library. There was no spice for it, of course, but they were talking about like the different exiles and what attributes are associated. And we can see here that MC1, or the one in the center there, is associated with fire. I believe he's supposed to be Minamoto no Yoshitsune, aka the brother or the half-brother to Yoritomo. And he is the exile of Wano Kuni, aka feudal Japan. Secondly, on the left side, you'll see MC2, who is the water prototype. She is the husband, or she is the wife of Ophion. So Ophion relevance, kind of. That is Yorino. Very exciting, very exciting. And in the top is going to be MC3 from the world of... Sorry, Ophion was from Olympus, I believe, or Uranus from Olympus. This dude on top is going to be from Takamagahara. He is Susanoo, the exile from there. The guy who rode a horse at Amaterasu's home or something like that. Then there is MC4 on the top right. Despite being angelic, this is probably the most interesting depiction of Shaitan, aka Satan. So that is indeed Lucifer, Shaitan, Satan, whatever you want to call him. This is his Eden depiction though, so not something from Gehenna, which makes sense. He's more depicted as an angel than a devil on the top right. Very cool that we can finally pull Satan in this game. Sorry, my sick mind is making me parse things a bit sluggishly, Zavi, jeez. But yeah, lastly, on the bottom right is going to be Cthulhu, aka the exile of the old ones. I'm not sure how he was exiled, because, the old ones is kind of a failed world to begin with. But, yeah, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, in addition to being able to select each of their voices, you can actually, what's it called? You can select to present them individually if you only care about one of them for some reason. And I believe each of them have 2 different voices each, where they're like at their young version versus their adult version. And then you have like a groups of voice of both the young version and adult version. There's a lot of variety for this one. And it's not tied to the protagonist body type you or voice you set in for the settings for your main protagonist 4-star and 3-star. There are settings to change them up in the character observation screen, I believe. Yeah, under the weather is a polite way of putting it. I've been sick for the past 2 weeks now. I'm in the upward recovery, but yeah, streaming, I've been reluctant to stream chapter 15, primarily because of this. It's been difficult. I haven't even done any recording for the other content that released so far, so that's gonna be annoying to do. But yeah, so besides that, Oh my god, this screen is still up. Were you able to see any of that? Yeah, alright, so in the center, Fire, Exile, Takamagahara, not Takamagahara, Wano Kuni, Yoshitsune. Left side, Yurinome, Water, Prototype, Olympus, wife of Ophion, not husband of Ophion. Top is, what's his face? Susano of Takamagahara, guy who threw horse at Amaterasu. Top right is going to be Satan, Shaitan, Lucifer from Eden. You know his deal, everyone should know his deal. And bottom right is going to be Cthulhu of the old ones. Alright, so what my target for this banner is, I'm finally going to, well, I want both divine types. I mean, in terms of kits, I don't really want them per se. I mean, did I talk about protagonists yet? I didn't yet, right? Let's briefly talk about the protagonist actually. Yeah, so for the protagonist kit, he's actually the stronger of the two between Shino and the protagonist. No, I didn't talk about the protagonist kit yet, I'm pretty sure. He's kind of like Michael. He's just a very strong damage dealer in long slash range, and that doesn't change for his charge. It's also long slash range, so he functions much like Mikhail because he has both that extended movement as well as that insane amount of damage. That damage does not really fall off too much, though. It does fall off beyond turn 4 because of that attack upon rival. However, most of his damage is kept from his crit and his crit plus plus, which is kind of a very low rate, and his weakness and advantage to weakness, and crit plus on his charge, which is very quick filling because he also has combo and board wide pulls, so he'll be like doing a lot more damage consistently to more enemies, unlike Mikhail. And that board wide pull is refreshable both on his charge as well as whenever he attacks. And he has some utility too of removing buffs. It's not the most reliable, but if you're killing him in the first hit, then you're going to be able to guaranteedly remove guts after. What's it called? And he does remove all buffs too on his charge after pulling them, and he can even like heal himself completely if there's 5 enemies in a row on his charge, because he should be getting his charge every second turn based on him getting 16 CP, and he's attacking the entire front row twice. It's a lot. It's almost purely offense. He has a bit of defense with defense up, and as you can see, he has extended movement, both temporary as well as permanent, so he can just fly directly into the center of the board immediately. Very good. He can even have a bit of extended range beyond that to fairy units a bit better. But yeah, the utility is, you know, it's there. It's not as strong as it could be. It's supposed to remove debuff and remove buff. He lost his remove debuff utility to his allies, but it's still quite strong for having that amount of strength while also being able to deal with certain buffs that are interfering with that. Alright, so I do want the protagonist the most. Shino would be cool too. I do want the 4 stars. I know I'm just saying I want everyone. That's kind of like a shit thing to say. Do I absolutely want them in terms of kits? Not in particular. I mean, I don't think endurance farms have really shown up to be quite the real threat yet. We've only like seen 2 regular farms from the campaigns. It'd be nice if we had a regular farm for chapter 16 for Shino. But at that point, you know, I would still probably use Housamo for the boost, because neither of these divine units do a boost, so neither of them can be Housamo, and they wish they were Housamo. MC is so cool though. I do want MC. This is just like a banner I want to pull for cool for the 5 stars. And, you know, I don't really want MC in terms of kit too bad. I believe it's super strong. I do. I just have Michael already, so it's or kind of already stepping on his toes. At least MC lasts for longer, so it would be cool to have him for that reason. And I do have a MC seeded by quite a bit already, so that could make him even stronger. Hoover and Onyankopon I do want just for the kits, though. Not too bad. They're not the most centralizing, but they're both fun. They'll add a lot of variety to my team building. You did a 10 roll and immediately regretted. Ew. You also don't think you've ever seen a banner where 4 stars got overshadowed on the banner image this much? Kind of. I'm like, alright, you over here, by the peanut gallery. But, you know, it's there's a lot to feature here. It's like, this is the most... This banner graphic has the most characters featured on it. It's like 5 from MC, 9 from Shino. Well, honestly, part of them are covered because of Hoover's fat ass and what's called Onyankopon's enormous brain. But anywho, I won't be putting it off any longer. I kind of want everyone for different reasons banner. I'm not looking forward to any reprint coming up anytime too soon. I believe the next one's going to be somewhere, well, actually not even that one, It might be Akiha or Akiba and Dragon's Banner. It could be Afkari too. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's going to be Summer Pool Twilight though, because Oz just printed. So I don't really have any desire to be saving for the next reprint, whatever it is. I don't know if it's going to be the next event. I'll be screwed if it is. But, you know, Divine Units are fun. So they're not going to be boosting any event or any campaign drop quests. So I won't be like too heartbroken if I don't get them. But I like them enough that I'll do 2 Maltese. Maybe I'll do 3 if I still feel like it by the end. Because I only have enough for 3. So that's like all my stones. That's the highest order of glazing I can give for a banner that I say doesn't have units that are must have. Alright, let's do this. First multi. What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get? Hoover 3-star. Alright, that's part of my collection. Right, I do want the 3 stars, of course, just so that I can get out of the way if I don't get anyone. Get out of here, Thunderbird. Hey, Ote. Ka-chunka. Yeah, my voice acting is gonna be terrible for what's called Thursday or Monday. I believe I moved it to Monday. Where's the Onyankopon 3-star? Get out of here, Christine Algernon. Wow, 3-star trash. Jumbavon. That's a lot of 3-star garbage. Okay, Conrad and Hermes and Hoover again. His fat ass is just infinitely expanding in the rates of this gacha. Hey, Onyankopon. So I don't need to be pulling for at least getting the 3 stars anymore.
僕の名前はフーバー。アプリ開発者だよ。そして、あの諜報機関、エージェンツのギルドマスター。
As you can hear, he is the agent's guild master.
ここにもいないことになっているんで、よろしくね。
Very cool for Onyankopon 4-star though. He's nice. He is fat, isn't he, Zavi? It's like, there's like attractively fat, and then there's like blueberry fat, like Willy Wonka blueberry fat.
ようやく会えたね。偉大なるパパの生まれ変わりたる君よ。
Friend-shaped, yeah, exactly. Alright. Let's continue for the next multi. Perhaps my last one, maybe I'll do another one after, I don't know. That's not like pulling for 5 stars, it's realizable. I already have the... Honestly, yeah, Curran and Shino were the better 5 stars compared to all 4 Divine Units we have so far. Wrong Shino. I recently... Okay. Please be on banner. Please be on banner. I cannot voice my excitement. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sick. I'm sick. But oh my god, I'm the protagonist. I'm the protagonist. I got the protagonist because I'm the hero of the story. Hooray, hooray. Wow, that is such... My voice is fucking destroyed. Maybe I really should put it off for an entire week and not just a few days. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's no way. There's no way. I'm out of here. Bye guys. I'm The stream's done. The stream's done. The stream's done. The Divine Units keep on coming. They keep coming, and I get to save some for what's it called? For the next reprint order. Oh my god! Oh my god! This is Life Wonder's way of saying, we wish you well, Arthur. Good luck with your recovery. He's too... Oh my god, I'm just like... this is insane. Whew. I'm glad I decided to stream. Oh god, but this is gonna be insane too. Level up all these units. Jesus Christ, 2 in a row. Wait, I just realized this is like both within my first 9 pulls. It's not even the guaranteed one. Jesus Christ. This is like the most blessed pull I have ever had. The Divine Units just keep on coming. Ugh, just divine me all over my face. Hey Lynn, what hole have you been hiding? I haven't seen you in ages. Woohoo! It don't matter what I got for rest. Let's get out of here, guys. Let's get out of here. Cool game.
自分の声に呼ばれてきたぞ。終わった過去から。
Oh, wait, I'm seeing that.
あるいは先の未来から。さあ、ここからが本当のこの世界での勝負だな。
The compensation for Niall, yeah, I spent more stones for Niall than for this banner. I didn't get Niall though, unfortunately. Damn it. Maybe I would have pulled for one more multi for him if his banner was still up, but they decided to make it completely mutually exclusive. Chapter 15s as well as Chapter 16s. I forgot to talk about that reprint that came out, but yeah. That banner did come out. It was very good to pull. You just should have just watched my video on it, I guess.
発見し、ここに勢揃いいたしました。
Me seizing the divine units in the game.
力を合わせて
Easy
戦
money.
うと、あの父母たちに誓いまするぜ。
ようやくあの日の未来の先に参ったようでござります。
Not bad. Not bad. Shino looks really good in this art, to be honest. I know I was kind of roasting his kit, but yeah, this is probably the best depiction I've seen in game of Shino. This is probably my favorite art of him. I do think his Valentine's art is a bit too front-facing, and his base 5-star is like, it's okay, but it's kind of a bit too much feet. This one's very cool though. Very yeah, I like his expression. Where do we even go from here? I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Let me just review what else is in my itinerary. I don't think there's anything else I can talk about, but let me see. Yeah, that's it in my itinerary. Alright, let's just go ahead and close off the stream. Let's just got to my home screen instead of my guild. Well, I guess I don't need to show it off, but yeah, you can do the half stem if you want. But it's there, it's been there for quite a while now. Drong here. Drong! Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining me today and channeling that streamer luck to your humble old little Arathon. I much appreciate your eyes watching me and wishing me good luck. And what do you know? I got all 4 divine units in the game now. Good luck to you guys. Just do what I did. I shouldn't say that. That's gonna summon a catastrophic meteor coming down my location. But yeah. Share my luck. Okay. Good luck to everyone. I hope you guys also get those divine 5 stars. Or whoever else you're playing for. If you want Hoover, that's fine too. If you want Onyankopon, they're fine too. Everyone on this banner. There's no stinkers. There's no Baphomets. There's no what's called I'm trying to think of other shit units. There's no Saturnuses. Everyone here is at least good, and it can go up to here as being, you know, some of the best units in the game. I wouldn't say they're like the best, but definitely the divine units seem to be maybe top 10ish, top 15, top 10ish, yeah, for sure. But yeah, look forward to a discussion on the what's called on these topics as well as anything else. I'm surprised the Charter Evos didn't come up for a second matter. If they didn't, then yeah, the only topics coming up this weekend will be the discussion for these 4 units. So it's gonna be a short one, but it's gonna be a very exciting one. I believe I already have confirmed Irby and Zalgus to join. Outside of that, look forward to a stream the day after. Maybe I'll delay it again because of this voice. I'm just trying to see spoilers in the Discord channel of Chapter 15 because I'm taking my sweet time to do it. But as you can see, I'm not at best health. I do want to unlock it though. But yeah, how Inari can still be seen. Yeah. There are no Inaris in this matter. So happy pulling, everyone. I will see you a couple days from now. And yeah, that's it. That's all for now, cuties. Catch you next time.